All right, today, guys, we have a great topic of discussion: the Mississippi Mega Channel. This is a truly remarkable mega channel and is among the very best in the entire world. At a staggering 86 miles wide. Now, what is a mega channel and how do we know if it's a mega channel or not? This is in Michigan, and so you've got the smaller meandering river in the floodplain, and these outer banks here are the banks of a much larger mega channel. Now, there's two ways we know that it's a mega channel. The first is that we've got relatively straight riverbanks compared to ones that meander all over the place. So when this section of the river channel was widened by the meandering river, you've got all these little bites in it. But here we see the evidence of the mega channel. The second way we know that it's a mega channel is that these curves, the curves of the bank, correspond with one big stream. So they curve together and they fit correspondingly, right? With the floodplain, if we go to a section like this, they don't have that because this was widened by a meandering river that did all sorts of things. It left this oxbow. This was probably cut out by an oxbow. So it doesn't have that corresponding width like what we can find when we look at the section of the mega channel. And a lot of the times the banks are much taller than the banks of the meandering river. Let's look at another example. This is in Montana. And you've got, again, the nice straight river bank. And then as we go farther towards the center, we see that the river has more meanders in it. And there's more meander action. And we also see the decreasing steps. So those are what we should look for mega channels. So now we're going to find all of those features in the huge Mississippi mega channel. So let's go to a topographical map. This is the USGS viewer. And we can see, let me zoom out a touch. Let me go back a little. We can see that the bank is much more straight. There's a little bit of meander bites in there. But on this side, it's more straight compared to the meander inside. But if we zoom in one more, we find a smaller mega channel inside of it. Those decreasing steps that we saw in Missoula, or actually Montana. Let me go to the right map. Okay. And then we've got all sorts of oxbows, but we can see that straighter bank and the other straighter bank there. So let's check that out on Google Earth. So we've got that bite on one side, and then we can see that's the bank, and this is the bank here. So let's zoom into this bank and see what it looks like. You find the right spot. It's not the tallest bank. It's only about 16 feet higher than the floodplain below it. But you can see that cliff pretty well. You've got the terrace on top, and then the terrace 16 feet below. So that's what we're looking at. We can follow that bank. Okay, so let's go to this map. Now let's keep going up the channel. Here we find that larger bank edge is very straight now. And we can see how it corresponds there. And so this right here, this is a part of an intermediary piece of land, which we can see here. It was this guy and that guy. And those are like little islands that wasn't washed out by the mega channel, that intermediary island. So what we're seeing from the mega channel here is that this part, it kind of turned into two different channels. And this was saved from destruction. So let's keep going up. Very straight edge on this side and the other side. This map has a lot of data, so it takes a minute for it to load. But now we see another mega channel. Straight edge and straight edge. Those are two different cliffs. And then on the other side, we also got that channel as well. And let's keep going up. To this, the Mississippi comes down through here. And this is also a mega channel. It's over 5 miles wide. So it's still a very impressive mega channel, which you can see how straight and corresponding that curve is. And then when you look at the floodplain, you can see the meanders from when it was smaller. Right, all these meanders are barely cutting into that mega channel, barely making a few marks in it. But for the most part, it's a really nice straight mega channel. Let's get a measurement, 6 miles. And if we look at the watershed of the Mississippi, that section of river is right about here. So you've got huge amounts. It's a massive watershed, so huge amounts of water runoff through hundreds of miles is flowing into that channel. And that's making a modern river of about 1/3 of a mile. So that's what we're dealing with on the modern scale. So anything, if we're looking at any channel anywhere, especially not in the desert, or especially in the desert, and we see evidence of mega channel or of channels larger than 1/3 of a mile, that's not making a lot of sense, because this has a huge watershed. So that's a way for us to gauge how impressive a channel of the past is. Now, this topic was suggested by a Patreon member. So if you subscribe to my Patreon, I will take your suggestions for future videos. And one of the things he said was that this is kind of like a shallow cataract formation, the way it begins. So let's go check this out with this map. Zoom out a touch, we can see that nice intermediary. And we see that rounded sort of cataract type of shape. And then you've also got that water that flowed to make this channel. And look at how straight that edge is. That's a very straight edge. So this is a really good example of a mega channel. And then it's got a few bites in it, but that one edge is so straight. So let's do from this straight edge to the other straight edge, 20 miles. That's pretty cool. And so let's look at the Red River, because the Red River is very interesting because it cuts across through here. And let's look at it. Let's look at it on this map. Cuts through here. Excuse me. It's coming across through here. And we can see that it is a mega channel. Huge straight riverbank on both sides. And this guy is about 9 miles. Now, what's interesting about this Red River is that you can see its trajectory is coming from the west and going southeast, and it comes across and kind of intersects this lower part of the Mississippi. And the Mississippi now follows that path and goes out from channels made by the Red River. So it's very interesting to think that when these valleys were forming, that the Red River influenced where the Mississippi enters the Gulf. So it wraps around to the east because of the Red River. So that's something that I think is pretty interesting. Let me know if you have any questions and any video suggestions. And yeah, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.